Hello everybody. I have missed you guys so much the last few weeks. To be completely honest, it's still kind of difficult to do this, but I'm going to make it through and you guys are going to understand why nothing has happened in the last couple of weeks. First thing first, if you can hear it, the week of Christmas, actually Christmas Day, I actually caught a pretty nasty head cold from the kiddos that we had with us. And it really just kind of progressed. And by the time I did the last grocery haul that I did, which was technically our New Year's grocery haul, we bought those groceries. It was New Year's Eve or the day before. And like my voice was starting to crack pretty bad. And by the time we got home and I went to do the grocery haul, I didn't close it out that night, which I'm now realizing I really should have because I woke up the next morning and I had no voice. Guys, I was down to a whisper for like a week. Here we are a couple of weeks later, like we're talking 2.5 weeks later, guys. And I am back to this much at least. My voice cracks and breaks quite often. There are times it gets even harder to talk. I can't project a lot. Sometimes it seems like it's really coming back, and then there's other days where we're all kind of worried that I'm completely losing it again. So we're not really sure. I was diagnosed with laryngitis, as well as a sinus infection and stuff. And I've had laryngitis in the past, but it never quite knocked me out for this long. Usually like a week, and then I was back and I was fine. So I'm not sure how long to expect my voice to be kind of hoarse sounding. But what I can tell you guys is that, I mean, this is just the lasting effect. Now, we do have a different head cold coming through the house now, which I think somebody else had brought in here like a week ago. So that's definitely hampering the healing and all of that. Next topic, fostering. Let's go ahead and talk about that one really quick because that is a big topic, and I know there's a few people who watch this to see what our numbers are on any given week. Because, guys, in November, or actually in October, we shot up to having a total of 11 kids in our house because we had our 7 plus 4 fosters. We had the one guy that had been with us for a while, and then a sibling group of 3 that joined us. In the middle of December, our one guy got to go home. That is so phenomenal. Guys, the ultimate goal of foster care is reunification. And, you know, there was a lot of people who wasn't sure whether or not it was going to happen because you never really know. Every case is different. But he got to go home, and that is so special. So then we were down to just the other 3. And the week after, the same week he went home, the week after. Now I can't remember, guys, or maybe it was the week before. Guys, December has been a whirlwind because I got more to tell you here on the side of fostering in a second. But within a week of him going home, our oldest also moved out. She got her own apartment, and it is phenomenal. I am so proud of her. It is, guys, it's better than anything I ever lived in before I got married. So there is that. So we had the 3 siblings, and I am saying past tense had. None of them are with us any longer, but there's a slew of reasons for that. A couple days before Christmas, so that sibling group was 4, 2, and 1. The oldest one turned 4 while with us, so they were little, and not bad kids by any means. They're actually very smart little kids, which was kind of the problem because the 2-year-old, a couple days before Christmas, managed to start a fire in one of the other kids' bedrooms. It had to do with an outlet that he wrapped something around, and it was a whole thing. Everything has been verified and checked because by safety standards, we have to have outlet covers in every outlet, and we do. The problem was this was an outlet that had a nightlight in it, and he wrapped a chain around the nightlight, and it connected the prongs. The breaker did exactly what it was supposed to do, and it cut power so that the fire didn't spread. The damage ultimately was minor. We had to replace the outlet. We were able to clean up the wood above it that was scorched. We did have to trash the curtains that ultimately smelled like burning plastic. And there is still a scorch mark on the wall that is partially cleaned up. I need to try scrubbing again with a magic eraser, and then I'm going to have to paint over here, which it's a room we haven't painted previously, which means I'm going to have to paint the entire room, which is also why I haven't done it yet, because it's going to be a process. But like I said, guys, these kiddos are smart, and we knew with him that now that he had done that, anything that would get a reaction is something that would typically be repeated. And we have too many people in our house that was too dangerous to risk him repeating that event. And multiple bedrooms have nightlights in them because the kids they prefer that. So he did end up having to be moved to a different home, which left the two girls here, and they were here with us until about a week ago. And then they were able to put all three kids in a home together, which is preferable to keep siblings together. So we no longer have them. And at the moment it's just us, which is kind of crazy. We actually didn't think we would continue fostering. We had decided we were going to completely pause, put everything on hold. We were thinking like March. Our license renews in May, so we've got some time to make some decisions. And so we were just going to put everything on hold. But it's funny how fate doesn't work out that way. Just a few days into being just us, I got a call from a worker that knows us. Because ironically, we don't actually get a lot of calls directly from the state, but that's okay. I got a call directly from a worker who has a single child that needs a placement. And guys, I can't share the backstory or anything, but it was one of those things where I asked very specific questions in every possible way, and the answers were all the right ones. There's always that chance she just knows how to give the right answers, but we're gonna go on faith here. So I told her I would present everything, and I told her, I was upfront with her and told her that we were kind of thinking we were going to take a break. So I couldn't promise what everybody else was going to say, and that I'm a bleeding heart. Of course I'm going to say yes, but it's not my decision. Everybody has to make this decision together. So we sat down as a family, and the oldest 4 kids at home, so our 3 teen girls that are still here and our oldest son, we all had a full discussion about it. And ultimately, they all kind of shocked me. There was not a single no. The only request that everybody made, because they would have preferred to move her this week, but we have an upcoming trip that everybody's really excited about. We are going to be leaving in about a week to go on a big road trip, guys. We are going to go farther than we've ever gone as a family. A full literal road trip. We are driving and driving, but we're going to stop every few hours and see things and do things. There's some very specific areas we want to go look at and check out and see what they're like. So we're going to do this, and then at the end of our trip, we're actually going to end back up in Sioux Falls to visit friends, and because if anybody has been around long enough to remember, last fall we had an incident with Mr. Moo, our youngest son, who has special needs, where he disappeared, and the police had to be called and everything because we could not find him. And ultimately he was found in a neighbor's shed and he was safe. But we've had to put in a lot of security measures to continue to help keep him safe. Now, the upside is we were moving into winter, so the time outside was a little less, especially the time by himself. Also, it's a lot harder to climb the fence in full snow gear and snow boots, so I had that on my side. So we've been able to get things in place one by one. So we immediately put up new exterior cameras all around the house, so that if he did escape again, we could be able to go back and figure out where he went. We are working on motion sensors that go across the entire fence. Something else, though, that we started working on back in October was a service dog, because the service dogs can actually be trained for such a wide variety of things. And so we started doing our research, because we do have to find a dog that is hypoallergenic And we needed a breed that is known for working very well with the needs that we have here. And it turns out that Schnauzers are actually not only a hypoallergenic breed, but they are commonly, I shouldn't say commonly, frequently, I don't know. It's a breed that is very popular to train for children with autism and similar issues. So we started working on that. It is a very long process, as a lot of people know. Not a cheap process, not an easy process. It has been a lot of work to figure everything out. Ultimately, we are taking a leap of faith here, and we are actually getting a puppy that we are going to have trained. So that is actually our stop in Sioux Falls. I happen to have a good friend whose family for generations has actually bred Schnauzers. And that is what we are now getting. So we will spend the first 6 months doing basic training, which we are familiar with from having our dog before. And so we'll get all of that done. And by the time he's 6 months old, we will start service training, which on average, it sounds like takes anywhere from 1 to 2 years. Given the fact that we're not super experienced with it or anything. And I am going off of a lot of resources from everybody else. And then I'm going to be utilizing outside help with it. We're going to expect in about 2 years for this dog to be trained to be a service dog for Micah. So it's a little ways off, but he's also just young enough yet that the hope is that it'll work out time frame wise, because I need something, because Micah is a runner, which evident by him taking off here at home even. But when we go out in public right now, I am still saved by the fact that he can sit in the back end of a shopping cart. He is too big now to sit up in the seat, but he can sit in the back end, and he will be able to for a little while longer yet. So I'm saved there. The problem is when he's not in the cart, if you don't have a hand on him at all times, he becomes distracted very easily, and he wants to see things, and he just goes because he does not have a safety filter. So this dog will actually be trained to be his exterior conscience and stop him from making unsafe choices and stop him from himself, basically. So instead of like a seeing eye dog that has a harness or something, it will actually be a special setup that I have found where there will be a leash that's connected between his belt and the dog's vest. So they are literally attached to each other. So that's the game plan there. So we thought we were done fostering. We're not done fostering. We're getting a dog or two. That's something else that we'll talk about later. We're going on this massive road trip. Just all sorts of crazy things, guys. And then all of this, I'm really hoping that here in the next week, my voice does finally fully clear up so that I don't sound like I'm carrying the plague when we're on our trip, because I'm not. And in the meantime, we're just hoping that everybody else stays healthy, so that we can go on this trip, because if we're not all healthy, we're not going. So guys, it's been really crazy. I do also want to give a really quick shout out, because I have not been on. I want to acknowledge everybody who sent us Christmas cards and everything, and I want you to know that we received them, we loved them, and they were hung up on our wall with all of the other cards that we all of the other cards that we receive from friends and family. They always get hung up on a wall in the kitchen, so that we can see all of that Christmas joy and love. So know that we received those, and I actually have something special planned for everything that came with a return address. So be on the lookout for that. I just haven't managed to get it out yet. So yeah, guys, oh my gosh, that is our updates. We've had house fires, we've had foster kids coming and going. Our oldest has moved out. We're getting a service dog. We're going on this trip. Oh, did I mention our new placement's a teenager? I'm actually kind of excited though. I know there's some that are going to think I'm a little crazy by that. But it's a teenage girl, and the worker actually said that because she knows our family, And she knows this girl. She has a feeling that she is just going to be an amazing fit. It just sounds like an amazing kid. And teen girls are fun. They really are. I know we've had a teenager here before, but it was a teen boy. And guys, teen boys in a house full of teenage girls, bad idea. I was never able to let my guard down. He wasn't a bad kid, but I realize now how much stress and anxiety I caused myself by agreeing to it. So we're going to see how this goes. I don't know how long the placement's going to be for. There's a chance it could be very short term. There's a chance it could be long term. You never know. So we'll see as time goes there. I'll keep you guys updated when she's here or not. But really, this just puts our numbers back up to 7 kids since our oldest moved out, and she's the only placement we are going to have. In fact, we have all agreed that we're not taking multiple placements. We're not taking any more little kids for the time being. It's a lot of work that we're all tired and ready for a break. And we've got some massive house projects coming up too, that we'll see if I manage to document or not. But I'm so tired of the clutter. Apparently my light just died. I'm so tired of the clutter and the excess and everything else. So we are doing a massive purge, which, guys, I think that's half of America right now. We just passed Christmas and this is a standard thing to do. But just know I was there before Christmas, but I'm one of those. So there we go. Anyhow, guys, this has gotten long enough. I hope that you guys are having a blessed day. If you have any questions or comments, leave that in the comment section down below. And I'm going to try to update you guys more as things go. And if I can, I will vlog while we are on our trip. It's going to be a ton of fun. It's not a short trip. One direction is like 13 hours. So we're going to go that way and then travel another direction and then another 13 hours back up and then another 6 hours back here. Basically, we're driving a giant square through the middle of the US, guys. That's what we're doing. So, guys, I hope that you're having a blessed day. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss everything else coming up next. And I'll see you in the next one.